aren't. It pains me to say this, and it's going to pain you to hear it, but there really are boogeymen out there. There really are. There are evil people who snatch kids away from the one place on earth that they should be completely safe. Their own beds. Just ask the parents of Elizabeth Smart. Just ask the parents of Jessica Lunsford or Polly Klaas or Madeline McCann. Those are kids who were tucked in tight 1 minute, gone the next. And sometimes these kids make it home again. Think about Elizabeth Smart. Oftentimes, sadly, they do not. Always, though, the people who love them keep hoping. And when the headlines fade, the rest of the world moves on. But tonight, we are all hoping for the safe return of Sebastian Rogers. And if you have forgotten Sebastian, and I hope you have not, we are past the 6-month mark from the night that he went to bed back in February, but was gone by morning. And when I say gone, I mean gone. No notes, no leads. Sebastian's clothes, even his shoes, were still there. He's 15. He's from the Nashville area, and Sebastian has autism, which does not make the search or the investigation any easier. The Tennessee police and the FBI have been on the case from the start, but so far, nothing. The feds even put up a $50,000 reward for information leading to Sebastian Rogers' return. And now, that reward has doubled to $100,000, thanks to America's most famous bounty hunter. I want to welcome back to the program Sebastian Rogers' father, Seth Rogers, and also with us is Tony Mathis. He speaks for the Rogers family during this emergency, and the man who now is on the Sebastian Rogers case, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Welcome to all three of you. Seth, I'll come to you first. We spoke, I think, 10 weeks ago or so, and I just wanted to touch base with you. Have you had any updates, any news, anything at all that that feels promising?
We've had some, and we've had some tips. And I passed them over to Sumner County and my private investigator that's working on it. But as for news from Sumner County, no, I don't even know if they follow up with any of the tips we give them anymore.
Can you share those tips publicly, or do you have to keep them under the vest, understandably?
I'm keeping them under the vest because if they are Sebastian, I don't want somebody that doesn't have his best interests following up on a lead. Some people are doing leads and they don't even want to be involved in this case. And I can understand why. I mean, we've got people that are out here in the social media world that, throw daggers at everybody that's helping me find Sebastian. And we've even had him go to jail now.
Dog, jump in here. You know this blueprint, right? You know when a parent is trying everything. They're hiring their own people outside of the police. They're collecting tips. They're passing them on. They're processing. Where do you take this case now that you're on board? How do you do things differently? And since it's been 6 months plus, how do you even begin?
Well, we began at the very beginning. And because I'm not a real law enforcement officer, I can do a lot of things that law enforcement cannot do. And I don't break the law, but I will bend it till its fracturing point. So it's very sad because in the very beginning, I thought Sean may be involved in some kind of disappearance, or I thought the little boy was deceased. Days now into it, I have talked to Sean. I know that he was working. This is his only child. I have 12. I've been through this before one of my daughters were killed, but this is amazing. I know that he had nothing to do with this. This guy can barely even talk without crying. I'm looking at him tonight and we're both crybabies. I'm looking at him right there on your show, and I'm like, I just want to start crying. Listen, I'm going to hunt these people down. I think the boy is still alive. I'm telling you right now, Ashley, I think this little boy was stashed somewhere because custody was just going to get very soon, very, very soon. Mr. Rogers was going to get custody of his son. And I think there's so much jealousy. You know the old saying, if you can't have him, if I can't have him, nobody will have him. I think that's exactly what we're seeing here, is a domestic squabble over a child.
So, Tony, I want you to jump in here because I know that it's hard for Seth, right? It's really hard for Seth to process, do these public interviews. He's a grieving dad right now. He's trying to find his boy. And you jump in, and it's really wonderful that you're helping the Rogers family. I opened this segment by talking about Elizabeth Smart. She literally was taken from her bed by a boogeyman. And then those headlines faded. How do you keep Sebastian's name in the news? How do you keep his case in the forefront?
Well, first off, Ashley, thank you for having us all this evening. I think it's a matter of picking and choosing and trying to figure out who has Sebastian's best interest at heart, whether it be content creators, whether it be local networks, or whether it be a national network such as yourself. And I can't tell you how grateful we are to have Dog and his team assisting with the search, how grateful we are to have the reward doubled. We just feel like a lot of prayers have been answered the last couple of days.
Dog, what about that? How did you get that FBI reward doubled from 50 to 100,000?
Well, that's, donations, okay, and that's about what I can say about that. But I don't think it's going to go higher, but that's a lot of money. The $100,000, the $100,000, that's a lot of money. And this is devastating. This is devastating. This little boy, I almost, I'm a talker, and I'm almost out of words. I just kind of don't know what to say. I want to say, Sean, I'm very sorry, bro. And I would lay down my life for your son. And I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, brother, we're going to find him alive.
You know
Thank
what?
you, sir.
That's a good time, Seth, for me to ask you about some of the leads that have come in. There have been some that have been really promising, right? Like there was a picture, like somebody found some glasses, someone found some pants, there was a photo that went viral, and these leads didn't pan out. And I keep thinking about you and what a roller coaster that this must be. How are you getting through all of these moments?
There's only one goal, and it's to find Sebastian. It doesn't matter what comes at me. It doesn't. Nothing's going to stop me from finding my son. That is the goal. It's the only thing I care about.
Seth Rogers, we're going to keep helping you, okay? Seth, we're gonna help you find Sebastian. Thank you to you. Thank you to Tony Mathis, Dog, the Bounty Hunter. As always, thank you all for joining us tonight. And I promise we will do that. Dog's new book is called 9 Lives and Counting.